the first game of the 1960 NFL. Like the 91/86 season that we just concluded last night, myself and 2 other guys will be doing the NFL. Real quickly, before we get the game started, I want to show you just a little bit of taste of what we got. It's 1960, 4 teams. The rosters reflect that of 1960. We have the Buffalo Bills. I'm just going to show you the starting offenses, or the offenses. Was not quite the same type of team as the 91 Bills, not even close. The 1960 Bills finished 5-8-1, completely missing the playoffs. Nope, I went into the defense. And yes, we got the Giants. I'll show you his defense. Some memorable names, especially right there. Sam Huff, Harlan Savari. Offensively, he's got 42-year-old Charlie Connolly. Or I guess he's not 42, but it's number 42. He was, I think he was like 38. Phil King and Alex Webster are his running backs. Not sure who he's going to go with. Mel Triplett. Joe Morrison. Now, you might remember he had a player named Joe Morris in '86. He's got Joe Morrison in 1960. Frank Gifford, Kyle Rote, tight end Bob Schnelker. Oops. The Packers will be on autopilot for the time being. Bart Starr, Paul Horning, Jim Taylor, Max McGee, Boyd Dollar, Gary Nyfelk, offensive line, Bob Skoronsky, Fuzzy Thurston, Jim Ringo, Jerry Kramer, Willie Davis. That we skipped Forrest Gregg. Linebackers, where is it? Ray Nitschke. And finally the Steelers, who have yet to officially join the league, but hopefully they will this afternoon. The 1960 Steelers weren't that good themselves, but they did have some big names in Bobby Lane, fullback John Henry Johnson. They had I think it's one of these linemen. Nope. Ernie Stotner. Plus they had some guys who would go on to star elsewhere at wide receiver, and Jimmy Orr, who would go to Baltimore. You may remember from the Super Bowl III highlights, he was wide open, but Earl Morrall did not see him. Buddy Dial would move on to Dallas, and is most prominently for his role in NFL films, especially when talking about the late 60s Cowboys. I think there was another big name in the secondary, maybe. Oh yes, right there. As a backup, Fred the Hammer Williamson was a rookie in 1960 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He would of course go on to be a star with the Kansas City Chiefs, openly run his mouth, heading into Super Bowl I, get knocked out, and then go on to star in some B-movies. The coaches, as you can see up there on the top right, Buster Ramsey is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. We did go and make the coaches' names. Vince Lombardi, Jim Lee Howell, and Buddy Parker are all the coaches. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the seasons without doing the hold on. 1960s. There we go. I'm going to try and keep everything as accurate as possible. I don't get to do, where is it? 1960 and 61 uniforms are not on here for Buffalo, so I'll do the best I can. No free agencies, no trading. The rosters have to be what they were back then. Wide receiver Don Chamberlain. I'm not as familiar with the 1960 Bills as I was with 91, so I'll do the best I can in reporting how like the original games were. Week 1, Buffalo was at the New York Titans. On Sunday, September 11th, 1960, and the Bills would lose to the Titans 27-3. In the game, Gerald Harper scored a 35-yard field goal for the Bills. Now I am using Billy Atkins at kicker, Gerald Harper as punter. Al Duro had a huge game for the Titans and the Bills. The Bills ran 2 quarterbacks, and Tommy O'Connell and Bob Broadhead. They would struggle with quarterbacks through the whole season. They ended up carrying 4. Richie Lucas was supposed to be the star. He was basically the AFL's first big draft bust, according to reports I've read. So I'm going with Johnny Green, who didn't even play in this first game against the Titans. Now, just luckily, I end up having the Jets on my schedule. Obviously, I'm going to play a schedule unheard of in 1960. There's not much I can do about it. These games will probably take, that's Ray Carlton, a lot longer to play, as there's 4 guys in the league. I'm controlling 2 of the teams right now. The Bills I'm going to personally play. The Packers I'm going to simulate. Now, in a situation like this, where Billy Atkins is a starting defensive cornerback and kicker, EA Sports won't let you do that. So, 45. I had to put, make Billy Atkins number 2. That was Richie McCabe on the tackle. Now, I'm running the same basic playbook. Just because the players' names change doesn't mean I do. '73. What was that? That's Chuck McMurtry. One of the few bright spots for the Bills that year is he made All-Pro or All-AFL. Laverne Torson will be around in Buffalo for the first couple seasons. Archie Matzo's coming up and making the tackle. Matzo's Pro Bowler. I wish I had the time and patience to go and do the entire league, 21 teams. I don't. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to update the rosters outside the connected franchise each season. Sugar. It takes a long enough time to do it inside the roster. And plus I've got to work with the other guys to get it done that way. What I am going to do is do a video on what changes were made. Richie McCabe going low when the pass was high. Mac Yoho, Laverne Torson, McMurtry, Jim Sorey. Richie McCabe, Jim Wagstaff, Billy Kennard, and Billy Atkins are corners. The game against the Titans on September 11th, 1960 was played in the Polo Grounds. And the Bills would have their games at Old War Memorial Stadium, aka the Rock Pile. Again, if you're interested in these rosters, they are available for download. There are 4 teams: Buffalo, the New York Giants, Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're what I consider super rosters, meaning that they're rated based on overall career. As far as Hall of Famers, which I don't have any, are 99. Pro Bowlers, 92 to 98. Already I can see a difference too in overall play. Bruce Smith could get away from the blocker much easier than what I'm dealing with here. All pros, first team all pros, 89 and 91. Starters on a Super Bowl team are 85 to 88. Starters on a playoff team are 80 to 84. And starters on a non-playoff team such as myself, 75 to 79. All the others are rated lower. Oh, 5th and 6th round picks. Richie McCabe. I do wish I could have gotten 60 uniforms, made this look as authentic as possible. I'll basically be wearing these uniforms until I think 71 or 72 when they switched to the Charging Buffalo. Incomplete. Finally Hellman. Now because we have a beginner in our league, we're playing this first season on rookie level. The New York Titans head coach in 1960 was Slingin' Sammy Baugh. Oh, and he came off slow too. Imagine if he had some speed. The Buffalo Bills, of course, were led by Buster Ramsey. Let's find out a little bit about Buster Ramsey, shall we? Gerard Sliger Ramsey. Played guard and tackle at William and Mary. He was guard and linebacker, sorry. Let's see, this is going to be Don Chamberlain on the return. Okay. Ramsey was born on March 16th, 1920, making him 40 years old. He's from Townsend, Indiana. Here's a look at Johnny Green, who's the guy I've decided to go with of the 4. We'll see how he does. William Fowler is my tailback. Ray Carlton, my fullback. Fowler picks up 1 yard. Dan McGrew at center, Phil Blazer, Donald Shell, Chuck Mellop, and Harold Olson, the tackles. Fred Ford's my fullback. No, he's the backup running back. Ray Carlton is the fullback. And I'm definitely going to use some Ray Carlton. In fact, let's see if we can't find one now. Huh. Maybe not. I was using concept. I had to go out to... Anyway, back to Buster Ramsey. He passed away on September 16th, 2007 at the age of 87 in Signal Mountain, Tennessee. So, a look at the Titans starting, in your Titans starting defense. It was there, I just didn't hold on. Well, one thing, I had a phone call, so I had to take that, but you get used to a certain level of play when you have players rated so high. Like that last pass, I think, excuse me, the 91 Bills would have definitely intercepted that. I just... scrambled completely out of the way. Well, Jack Johnson. It'll take some adjusting. I have no doubt that being on the rookie level will help. There are some bad Bills teams in the future, though, so I mean, as when we move up. I'm sure I'll struggle. The one shooting star of the 1960 team was Albert DeBenion, as he would be with the Bills throughout the AFL time and score big with them in the later 60s when Jack Kemp and Daryl LaMonica will arrive in Buffalo and take over the quarterbacking details. Albert DeBenion, number 44. Nice spin move there. We got the end of the first. Albert DeBenion, who is still alive, born February 16th, 1933, went to the University of Bluffton, which I couldn't put on this. I don't know what he's got listed as here, but he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 1959. Don Chamberlain. Did I get that right? No, Dan Chamberlain. Rookie out of Sacramento State. Okay. Touchdown, William Fowler. William Fowler, the rookie out of Northwestern. Also drafted in 59. A lot of these rookies were drafted in 59 by NFL teams that, for whatever reason, they didn't make the team or whatever, and will be rookies with Buffalo in 1960. I thought Atkins was my kicker. Where's that? Atkins, my kickoff specialist. Atkins to kick it off. do the best I can with the uniforms. Obviously, like I said, I don't have the Bills. I don't have the 60 or 61. But they were a Detroit Lion sort of clone, but they had numbers on the helmets and were kind of plain. They're just not in the game. I don't know how it comes off, but the 1960s rosters, and you're going to see this with the Giants and the Packers, maybe the Steelers if they go online. There's a huge size difference. From 1960 to today. And I think you can sort of see it. Even with the running back there, Matt Forte looked bigger than Joe Schaefer. I guess the best you could describe what we're doing is we went back in time, grabbed 4 teams and brought them to modern day to replace the current teams. And they'll be going forward that way. If you're a fan of your Tecmo Super Bowl, there's a ROM that you can get for your computer called Nessie, Nessie, and you can actually get the full league of 1960 teams. Now, obviously, there's only about 35 players per Tecmo Bowl team, and they've actually taken the schedule and modded that as well to where you've got the actual schedule. So the AFL doesn't play the NFL at all. It's really neat. Other than the fact that Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore don't play any other AFL teams. And oh, that's a fake. It's close. Buffalo gets it. It's rare to see computer fake like that. Tom Reichlich. Number 81, Tom Reichlich. In his second year out of American International. By the way, Johnny Green, the rookie out of Tennessee Chattanooga, still alive, born October 12th, 1937. In West Point, Mississippi. All this information I'm using comes from ProFootballReference.com. Ray Carlton pushing forward. Yes, that is Ray with a W, W-R-A-Y, Ray Carlton. The 2-minute warning. Ray Carlton, the rookie out of Duke. Oh, pass is dropped by Al Hoisington. Third down and 4. Another run by William Fowler for a touchdown. Again, you know, if you watch the 91 season, you know my goal list. 2,000 yards for my tailback. Whether it's going to be William Fowler, excuse me, Cookie Gilchrist, Bobby Burnett, O.J. Simpson, Greg Bell, Rob Riddick, Thurman Thomas, Antoine Smith, Travis Henry, Willis McGahee, Marshawn Lynch, Freddie Williams, or LaShawn McCoy. It doesn't really matter. My goal is always going to be 2,000 yards rushing. If that's boring to you, then watch the Giants. He likes to throw the ball. Don't know how often we'll play the games. When they're up, I'll play them. And a couple quick plugs. Madden custom rosters on Facebook. Join the group. Vote for the Game of the Week resimulation for 1986. Game voting is ongoing until Sunday nights at 8. Games will be played later that night. Oh, screen pass. Archie Matsos coming from behind to make the save. Thank God for his speed. Matsos, a rookie out of Michigan State. Now, in doing these rosters, can't change their experience. Inside the Connected franchise, I can change their age, but I can't change their experience. This first year, using available players. Nice big tackle by number. Yeah, I'm tired all of a sudden. Jim, sorry. Billy Kennard on the coverage. Now you see the Pittsburgh score on the bottom. That's not actually accurate. Just because he hasn't joined the league yet. He will join the league, probably this afternoon. And he will be able to play the game. It's not going to be simulated and set until everybody readies up. And I'm not going to ready up after this, so... At halftime, I'm going to take a bit of a breather to go get some coffee, so I may be a little long getting back. Oh, almost intercepted by McCabe. One thing I don't have in front of me is, I don't think, is how long a player is going to be with the team. Richie McCabe, let's click on him. He's listed as a right safety. Richard Paul McCabe, born March 12, 1933 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Died January 4th, 1983 in Denver, Colorado. Did I just throw him in the end zone? Maybe if I scroll down. He was drafted in 1955 by the Steelers. Oh, here we go. He plays with Buffalo for 2 years, 1960 and 61. And it says he only played in 9 games in 61. Now, unless he's traded, I think I'll keep him for the whole season for 1961. But we'll see. There's always that player backing up behind the coach. No matter what team it is, no matter what era or uniforms, there's always some player walking backwards. Just like in the player introductions, your right tackle is always doing some kind of weird dance with his hands. And it's halftime. I will be back after the Joel Kubacki kick return. That was weird. I heard a whistle. I was in the kitchen, which evidently was a kick return. But I came out and they're showing highlights still from, a decent kick return. They're showing highlights still from the third quarter, so I didn't think that it happened. William Fowler's having himself a game. Johnny Green don't need to throw touchdowns when William Fowler's going 71. You heard. William Fowler, born in 1937. He's still alive. Played for 2 years with the Bills. Only 11 games in 1960 and 2 games in 61. I moved, which caused them to go. Mac Yoho. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully if there's an old timer around that watched the Bills play in the early 60s at the Rock Pile, can tell me if I butcher some of these names. I was born in 79, so my first experience with the Bills live was 88. I have read quite a bit on these teams. Joe Schaefer on the tackle. Rookie out of Tennessee. It is picked up and rumbling, bumbling, stumbling into the end zone is the big defensive tackle, Chuck McMurtry, the rookie out of Whittier College. McMurtry, who made the All-Pro in 1960, would play just 2 seasons in Buffalo before moving on to play for the Oakland Raiders. So we'll enjoy him while we got him. Less than a minute gone by in the third on only one offensive play, and I scored twice. That again goes back to the fact that we're playing on rookie. I know, I understand. But here's the thing about it. When you're playing on the lesser levels, experiment. Learn. Take a weaker team. Like, I got the weakest team out of the 4. Green Bay is the strongest, followed by the Giants, and then the Steelers. And then me. And the Steelers are going to be good for, the 70s, and then from the 90s on. The Packers are going to be real good in the 60s, and then the 90s on. The Bills get a couple flashes here, mid-60s. A year or two in the 70s and the early 80s, and then the late 90s, late 80s to throughout the 90s, great, and then not so much after that. What was that? Drive goal, Joel Schaefer, third tackle. Well, that was McMurtry again. Yeah, we'll try a blitz. I'm getting a little cocky when you're up 28-6. I get it, but 71, Mac Yoho, rookie out of Miami University, or Miami of Ohio. Then known as the Redskins, now the Red Hawks. Home college of Ben Roethlisberger. Also produced Mac Yoho. Joel Kolbacki, rookie out of Purdue on the return. Trust me, Johnny Green is not going to be my downfall. The fact that I got a quarterback who isn't as good as I had in the last season with the 91 Bills is not going to be the reason why I don't go anywhere. I'm going to rely heavily on my run game and my defense. It's 1960 after all. That was a perfect option right there. But the first guy to take the tailback kept it. The second guy come up, the first guy had slacked off thinking that the play was past him. Pitched the option, and he goes the distance with a spin move. So I took the 91-86 season, and I did a little finagling to see what would happen if two user-controlled teams met, one on autopilot. If I could adjust the uniforms of the autopilot team. You can't. But to do that, I had to sim the Bills and Giants up to week 6 of the third season before they would play each other. In the second season simming, the Bills went to the AFC title game 15-1 again, Thurman Thomas MVP. The Giants went 8-8, missed the playoffs. By the middle of the third season, the roster looked so completely different on the Bills that it was just unrecognizable. This is pretty much the way the league should go. I mean, Mac Yo-ho. I can hear the chant now. Yo-ho. Some big names I'm going to get with the Bills in the 60s. Obviously, Jack Kemp, Daryl LaMonica, Marty Schottenheimer, Paul McGuire. Those of you old enough to watch NBC or ESPN in the 90s. Paul McGuire will be my punter. OJ won't arrive until 1969. Greg McMurtry on a half sack there. I think, let's see who else was the other one. Yoho runs right by him. 79. Jim Sorey, the rookie out of Texas Southern. I thought Ray Carlton had the block. Let's see, Kolbacki. Johnny Green is out wide right. He didn't get started moving at all. He just sort of sat there. How are you supposed to run the Wildcat if your guy won't do it? Daryl Harper. Field goal is good. Daryl Harper is the rookie out of Michigan. He was also drafted by the Lions, but in 1960, signed with the Bills. I think I beat the Jets 28-7 with the 91 Bills. So, I'm sort of pleased with this team. Don't know how it would be if I was up on Pro or All Pro. Torkson had the initial hit that slowed him up. The contain. And that's the end of 3. With William Fowler running wild. This has been a long game. Why 1960? Well, the 4 teams were running. It's Buffalo's expansion year. The other 3 were already going. Man, I'm missing tackles left and right. Oh man, I'm tired. Archie Matsos causing a fumble. Well, even on rookie, they decided to go down the field. They're going to go down the field. Oh. Lost my earpiece for a second. Yes, you're seeing it right down on the bottom. When I first started making this roster, I accidentally saved the 1973 roster over the top of it, so I had to start over. But I didn't completely start over from scratch. I left what I had. So the Cowboys are going to have 1973 players. The Raiders were half done at the time. The Cowboys were half 72, half 73. I didn't see that at all. That's... The Jets line up, I'm going to have to remember that. The Jets line up in a regular kick, and then audible to onside. It stays in regular sight, and then you don't see it. Huh. Chiefs and Patriots went to a 0-0 tie for the final. I just stopped just randomly diving. Alright, sorry for the silence. My laptop was going out, so I had to plug it in. Oh man, rookie level or not, and you know, if you're not paying attention, computer can still burn you. Well, I hit the holder. 38-20. All of a sudden, it's a close game. Closer. Bob Barrett, who now there were two guys in 60 who wore 84 for the Bills. Dan Chamberlain played 12 games. Bob Barrett only played in 2. I imagine Barrett probably started the year and then Chamberlain was brought in to replace him. So I put Barrett in 83. We're not going to get all fancy with transactions and who was brought in here and there unless it's a team-to-team trade. Crockett. What number is that? 80. That's Monty Crockett, the rookie tight end out of New Mexico Highlands. I think that puts Fowler over 200. Yeah, it does. It's funny looking at the Steelers-Browns score because that's not what's going to happen. And obviously, like I said, the game, he will join the league. He just hasn't yet. Look at that. Crockett, Monty Crockett stealing the ball out of the air and gets Johnny Green his first passing touchdown. McCabe flying in to make the tackle. I have got to stop just diving. Look at the sack. Who got it? Greg McMurtry. Also had the touchdown earlier. Almost intercepted by Billy Atkins. Oh. 20 seconds to go. Just run out the clock. He finishes with 15 rushes, 211 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Oh, man. William Feller has a chance to be player of the week, I think. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you.